Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I don't have anything important to say today, and that's why the title of the video is Sunday's Hangout. Because essentially, I just want to give you like a little rundown about what I'm about to do next week and a little bit side check, which is like, what are you going to do next week? Because my week will be a lot more, what do you call it? Structured next week, hopefully, because we try to raise the timing for this live stream to be like in 2 p.m. But I feel too lazy today because of the sugar rush that I got from the ice cream that I ate. And I just don't feel to start the streaming right away. And I'm still trying to like pull myself up to like do the live stream earlier, a lot earlier than today, and hopefully we will do that tomorrow. Yeah. There are things that lining up and just like perfectly fine that next week I will have something going on, and that thing that will be going on is something that is burdening is a burden to take because it's not like a common thing to say. But yeah, how is your week? What will you do next week? Personally, this week is a lot like a review about how I will be take on my next month, which is like next month. Like I don't think like next month is the trial. Oh, today is 28. Okay. So, okay. Next month started at July 8th because for this live stream, the month is different. We start every month with the number 8. So that's a plus, and it will be like next week. No, next week, which is awesome because we are entering the month 4. And month 4 is I titled the playlist as The Throne. I don't know what I will do in that month, but hopefully it's something that is going along the throne thing because I've been getting this hit like, okay, we are ready mentally to do our big thing, to really like work our ass off to get the things because like I was a bit trapped in this mindset around like what is your personal year, what is your best year to start something, and this year is a horse year, and I'm not really good at taking things too dark. I mean, like I'm okay now to still move with the flow, but to like eventually rebel on the things that I know will not do good for me, it's not going well. And I personally also know that my clock, my timing, my momentum is not there yet, so I can't really push myself like let's get on the things, and I'm like, yeah, we're not going to do that. We don't have the energy to do that either way, so I didn't even try to push myself this year. I started really, really super slow because I'm like, okay, are we going to do it now? Are we going to do it now? Are we going to do it now? Because my heart's still like half and half, but I get to a point where like, oh, this is the full momentum of our hearts, and we can take the step to be fully on it. And I take this step to be fully on it, even though like I had a glitches here and there. Sometimes I forget to work for the day, and I'm like, oh, it's already time for the live stream, and we didn't do anything else. And it's been a nice starting point. I don't want to start this 20 years contract with such a drill. I mean, like, we can do that. It's just that it's never been my style, so I never try to. And eventually, we are getting into a point where we're ready, we're ready, we're ready, and then I'm just like so excited to share everything. But then we also need to. I don't like to be asked the same question, so I like to like automate everything that I can, and eventually people will just go to the page that I take them on, and they can do whatever they want there. Either they book me or just like, oh yeah, that's good, and then just like walk away and just get to know me. Okay, this person exists here. Maybe that kind of stuff works. But yeah, I like to automate things. I so whenever someone asks me the same question, even if it's like my parents, so I don't like to be asked things twice on the same freaking thing. I don't like repetition because I know like I get it. I get it. But then like there are people who essentially different people asking me the same question. I just don't like that. So I like to automate stuff. And I need to set the system first in order to get this work, like run the mill essentially. And I get to a point like, okay, well, maybe we can do it this way, can do it this way, can do it this way. And I try many iteration of what automation is really is for me, because I'm thinking like maybe like I can put it a simple thing, and I'm like the simplest thing doesn't work for me. I can just like put the payment button and the booking page and all that stuff, and it works for people. I'm just like, this is not it. I don't want it to be like this. There is a need to be like some kind of a visual for it, and I don't know what that was until I got an imagination. I got the vision about something that I want to do, and then we do that, and then it's we iterate again and then again and again and again, and then I'm like, well, why are we changing so much of our business? And I'm like, okay, let's stop changing and look at the identity itself. And I look at who is the person who's changing the thing, and I'm like, okay, this is still not the person that we want to show. And I always take a step back and then just look at what the things that we want to do, and everything start to curate on its own. And I'm like, oh, this is the person that I'm here for. This is the type of persona that I'm showing up. And then I'm still working on the content itself, because there is a type of content that is really captivate me, and I want to be the person who can carry that kind of content, but it's still in the making. So curation is still in the process. And I don't like to say that it's still horrible in the content making for me, but I got the flow within it. Like it's not that bad anymore, but it's still not like it's not like it's still not my thing. So I'm still looking for that my thing, to be honest, and it's been going great. I've been like getting inspiration here and there. Do it this way, and I get the hint of how to do it, of what it looks like. But then when I'm doing it, it's like, okay, I still have to explain. I need still need this or that. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. And I'm still like working on not doing the things, because there are. So I have this theory. Whenever I try to do things, it's something that is still not in place, because I'm trying to be someone who is not me, when essentially whatever I'm doing is still like I'm a totally myself. So I still don't have any idea to what the content is really like for me. Eventually it will get there. I know that. I have that trust that I will get there eventually. but the process is killing me inside. I'm just like, ah, this is so slow. I get like a small hint about the container that I want to carry in my business, and then like suddenly it just crashed down and then it just broken apart. And I'm like, okay, we kind of forget what that persona is, what kind of things that we want to do. And then I start to build again and it's like it crash again. But that's the making of it. It's not like I don't get it. Sometimes it was just tearing apart by its own in the middle of nothing. And I'm like, and I'm glitching inside. That's what it is. So that's about like what is happening in my business. I try not to talk about anything else about besides the work, but it doesn't work that way because sometimes I just don't have anything to say, and my days have been really peaceful and not really so much an issue. My life is boring. And I have accentuate that for too many times because I'm just like such a simple girl and not really taking any shit, knowing that it's not my shit. Like I'm great at letting go. So in the house, in my kitchen, if there are things that is just out of the out of dates, like ada luar satu apa sih Inggrisnya? Expired. So when things are expired in my house, I always check the date and I'm like, why is this still here? Like I know they can't eat it, even though like they can eat it, like they still can use the product, and I'm like, no, throw it out. And I'm always be the person who's like, you can't have this in this house, you can't have this in this house. Why? Check the date. And I was blamed by my mother once, and now she's understand that whenever I throw things, it was because expired already, and because they didn't even use it. It was brand new, and I'm like, why did you throw this out? Did you check the date? No, right? That's why I did it, because you didn't. And it's been so easy for me to do that, but then things just pile up, and I'm like, no, it's very easy for me to throw things, whatever that is. Either it's relationship, products, the things that I know that even if you wash it out, you cannot even use this. There are things like that, and I'm like, yep, you can't. I know it. I have tried a different approach on whatever the possibility of yes, I'm gonna use it, and I'm like, no, you're not. I've seen it. I ask you for so many times, and you still not using it, and I'm like, okay, throw it out. So yeah, what did I talk about that? I didn't remember. I don't remember what I talked about that. So, what are you gonna do next week? Are you have any plan? Are you going somewhere? Talking about going somewhere, I'm not really a travel girl. I feel like whenever I travel, there are too many concerns that I have in mind that I just don't like my necessity to be all over the place because uh, I've been systemized in such a way that I just never get that surprises. My mom is really good at that because she used to work and travel for work. That's why she's really good at it. But I feel like it's also like match her energy, and she likes to be in different places. And I'm like, I'm not this girl. She was once asked me like, can you just do your homework somewhere so we can travel somewhere? I'm like, I'm not that girl. I'm just like not that girl who can travel and do work anywhere else. And I'm like, I need some place to just like I know what that is without me like pressuring my system. I love to try that. I mean, like not really having jinx and have the world as my there is a say around that. Oyster, the world is my oyster. That word I think like I love to have that the world is my oh that the world is my safe space, so I don't need to be so concerned about anything else. Sometimes like it just can you hear me because the rain is really raining down. I hope you can still hear me because I put the mic really close to my mouth. So I'm not really that girl who can travel somewhere and just be okay. Maybe I will someday, but I doubt it. It's been great that it's raining, but at the same time, I'm like, I need to go out today. So how and when I can get out from the house because I don't travel by car. I travel by bike, by motorcycle, precisely. But it's weird because it's raining, but then there's sun still shining on and on the sky. So yeah, I literally have nothing else. So sometimes like we are going to be so zoom in on the idea of work, but then on the other day we are like, I don't have a freaking subject or topic here. It's very interesting life, huh? And this kind of thing is actually really my jam because I used to be like whenever I'm flustered or surprised or pressured, like I don't know how to take my own time and be in the space, like be present. But nowadays, because I've done the work, I know how to get myself like focus on myself and be present with whatever with the surrounding with my everything and I'm just like okay that's been going on really well so I don't try to stress myself out like I don't try to blame have a hard time because I used to do that it's the art that I always do because I never have a chance to look at myself. So, this is the thing. So today there is this girl, a psychologist, holistic psychology. I think they tag her ID line, her ID on Instagram, and she said something along like, well, you need to allow your kids to feel sad, anger, anxious, all that stuff. And you are the person who is there to let them know that they can feel it, they can process that, they can alter it into something, alchemize it into something more productive, better, fun, whatever that is. That is essentially not crashing their system and I thought about this idea before I read the post and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I thought about that too. I mean, like, I used to cry a lot, like really crying a lot. I didn't know why at first, but then when I start to work on myself, I understand that at some point it was because I eat too much sugar. So my system, my physical body can't process the stiffness of my muscle because I was just like this all the fucking time, and I can't relax and all this stuff. And then I have this internal anger that just keep piling up because I never get to show it because my nervous system is always like this, like freeze. And then everything start to be like, and my parents never been the talker. They never ask like, how do you feel? And whenever I hear their emotion, it always been fake. And I'm like, why are you like saying things that you never meant to? So side note, whenever you have your kids to be so intuitive, to be so aligned with the universe, to be like really indigo or just highly intuitive, they know shit. They know every single thing that is happening inside of you. And if you cannot be real with yourself, your kids will catch it. So, one of the reasons why I'm scared to have kids is that because I'm really thick in that blood of intuition. Like I'm indigo, to be honest. I have tried to deny this thing, and then I got confirmation from someone who has already mastered their indigo-ness, their intuitionness, and they are so masterful in their arts of that realm that it's just like they look at me and they're like, you are one of us. And I'm like, fuck, can you like not say that? And whenever I have tarot reading, High Priestess is the number one card that will show up if they are doing a reading about me. And I'm like, tell me something I don't fucking know, please. And it's always like High Priestess coming up. No matter the sequence is, High Priestess will come up. If I like, what is this person going to think about me? High Priestess, High Priestess. And I'm like, okay, shut the fuck up. And we are a side note for too long, and I forgot what the main course was. And yeah, I try to remember it right now. Oh, anger. So yeah, the post. And because I never have the chance to eventually express that anger because I know. And then also like I was so sensible. Like I know this person can take it, so I never told them anything. And it was also part of my intuition. And I know this person have something going on. It was really hard for themselves to contain whatever it is, or this person doesn't have anything to do with what I want. So I never told them anything. So I was so sensible in that sense that I never get to learn how to express. And always been this girl that's just so quiet, silently, that was loudly silent. So this is a word that I invented to really describe who I was. I was loudly silent. So I'm just like sitting on my chair doing nothing, and then someone like passing by, why are you so silent? Like that is like the most common question that people used to ask me because they're like so fascinated. I don't say anything, but they know that I have too many things to say that I cannot put in one sitting. And it is like, what are you thinking right now? I never get to be that person who speak whatever I have in mind. But whenever I do, it's always true. Because I was like alchemizing everything into one single punchline, and everything hits in every places, and they were hurt and they don't want to get near me. That was my reality, and I try to soften it up. And I get to express now. I get to process. But there are too many details in my life to understand that at some point I was blocking myself from that idea that as a child, you need to do things as a child. express what you have. But then my parents never been the person who model this idea to be like, you can show whatever it is that you are feeling. Because I know at some point they can take it. And I never told my parents about my intuition. I never do. I was always the quiet, sensible, intelligent, too much, knowing too much of the things that I know that at some point no one can take this. That word kept repeating in my head, and then I'm just like giving up for the society, and suddenly I'm here with all the shit, and I align everything, and I learned the process eventually at some point, because you understand that you have too many misaligned things or too rigid things going on within yourself, the things that you are not learned because of your parents, society, your old standard and dreams, goals, whatever that is coming from you instead of your external. You eventually stack it up, build this point of like, I'm actually fucked up inside. And then you understand that, and you go into the softer life, and you understand that, oh, actually we can do it this way, we can do it this way, there is this softer way to do things, which is great. But when you have a child, you need to know that you need to express your love sincerely. You need to let your children know that they can express whatever emotion available within their experience. And you are the person who is accepting, acknowledging, help them integrate, help them direct the emotion itself, help them understand, help them this, help them that. That is the work, the job desk as a parent. And I'm like, I understand that very deeply, and that's why I don't want to have kids right now, nor I plan to have any kids. I don't know why I'm keep talking about kids, but it just coming into my mind that one of the why I have such a incredibly difficult childhood was that. That was one of the way. But also like there was one catalytic moment when my dad got scammed, and then my brother was playing outside too much, and he didn't come home until like it was late, and then my dad dragged my brother into in front of a clock, like a wall clock, and then my dad just punched the clock, which is like we still have that clock in the house, and I was like sitting in front of the clock. So if it's like that, if it's like the clock is there and I'm like sitting there, like it was that close, and I see everything going down, and I don't remember what happened next because I was like just like 4, maybe 5 years old. And I still remember I was just watching the TV, and then they come in, and I'm like, things going down. I was like so scared. I feel like that's one of the whys I never talk about anything to my parents, for the sake of not having a tantrum from the parents. But also like when you have such an argument, this is what I learned from my cats. There was some kind of forgiveness period where you try to win over your intimacy back. So after you get angry, you are winning your intimacy back. So there are times when you are angry for the sake of like, you can't do this in this house. You need to follow the rules. There are times for that, but also like when you have put this much of pressure, anger, you need to heal the connection into something like, I need you to stay with me. I need you to stay intimate with me in a way that I can talk to you. You can talk to me. We can share things. that thing need to happen. And I learned it from my cat because my cat try to starve themselves. And I'm like, why are you guys starving yourself? I don't understand. And I'm like, oh, I get angry too often, and I set the rules too too much, and they eventually like stop eating. I'm like, okay, that's not good. Okay, I'm sorry. That's not what I'm actually getting angry for. And I try to win them over, and I decrease how I get angry because I understand that, oh, okay, we can set the rules, we can do everything in the, what do you call it, in the middle of it, not overly anger about something, because then you're just throwing tantrum, which what I did. Sadly, good thing I didn't have kids first before cat. And now my cat just terrified when I'm angry because they seen me getting angry, like really angry. And that's not a good idea, actually. Yep. So, what do you think about that? You need to let your children to be able to, you need to let your children express their emotion. And you need to be there no matter how terrible that emotion is. The easier they let their emotion out, be heard, be seen, be understandable, and yeah, like their emotion is being counted on the decision making that you made, they be a good kid, hopefully. Because there are types of kids that just really difficult, and they are the type of kids that cannot be like they're too smart to get into that realm of strict rules, and you need to be like following their games and eventually doing yours underneath all of that. They are a difficult child, and you need to know how to work with that. And that's why like you cannot generalize whatever statistic out there. And I feel like, and I literally I hate statistic research because they are counting for the general masses, and when there's an anomaly, you cannot count on the anomaly because they're not the general. They're not the middle ground. I hope you can hear me okay because of the rain is still running down, and I'm like thinking, when can I get out? And I didn't even go out too far. Hmm. Okay. I said what I said. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow. Let me know anything that you got from this in the comment. And if you watch the replay, type 8, as that is our master number. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow.